Welcome to round 3 of Modern Friday Night Magic here at GameSwap in Mason, Ohio. We got Matt Minniear over here on Titanshift Valakut versus Matt Shaw over here on Blue Red Gift Storm.
Yep.
Battle of the Mats.
It would seem so.
Yeah.
So we've got Titanshift and Gift Storm.
Yep.
Two of the premier combo decks in the format right now.
Yep.
Who do you think's favored in this matchup?
Game 1 Storm.
Yes.
They're the faster combo deck.
It takes them less time for them to assemble it. Matt isn't doing a lot to interact or slow down. To slow it down, to interact or slow it down.
Yeah,
and yeah, I could see a turn 3 win here out of the Gift Storm deck, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, that just depends on like the level of interaction that Matt has and Matt sees.
Yeah, the Titanshift player, Matt.
Yeah, out of the Titanshift deck. So the Titanshift decks, they play Bolt, and then outside of that,
they play
you play
Suns.
You play Smoldering Suns, Anger of the Gods, Engineered Explosives, Chandra, Torch of Defiance.
Yep.
And Relic of Progenitus. Relic of Progenitus being the one. Relic and Bolt being the relevant ones.
Yeah.
If you can keep Matt off of his creature, it's gonna take him longer to assemble the cards he needs to storm off.
Yep. So I think what Matt wants in hand here is
the creature makes it much simpler.
Yeah, I think what Matt wants here is like interaction and ramp spell, and for that, based on his hand, he probably has a worse ramp spell here in an Explore because he doesn't have a third land in hand.
Well, I saw a Bolt.
Yeah.
So he has the interaction for the creature that the storm deck is going to play.
Yeah,
so there's that. So he has the Bolt for the first creature. We'll see if there's a second one.
Yeah,
and then that just determines how much time is bought here.
Oh, double Bolt.
Yeah. Okay. Double Bolt. That's good. Okay.
Oh, I think Matt Shaw here is going to mulligan again. That was no lander.
So we've got a game here. Like Titanshift has two of their 4 bolts.
Yep.
So that's 2 creatures down. He's going to need a third one, and by that time, Matt has had the time to play lands, ramp, and maybe win. So we'll see. Like it's going to come down to the interaction out of the Titanshift deck.
Oh yeah, most definitely
for sure.
It says like especially game 1.
Matt's the Storm deck is going to be all in on their game plan, and that's usually the role the Titanshift player tries to take. But they have room in their deck for their more interactive spells.
Yeah. I do like this 5 for Matt Shaw over here. It's double land, double gifts, and sleight of hand.
Was it 2 lands?
Yes.
Okay. There's a land. It's 1 land. That's a Baral.
Oh, my bad.
There's 2 gifts, a Baral, and a land.
Yeah. So he's just going to fetch Shock for Steam Vent, probably sleight of hand, hopefully see second land.
Well, he's just made the first error in that he's gone below. He's gone to 18 or lower.
Man, don't you like it?
So
were you the one that said don't? Didn't you tell a burn player say don't have him say to other burn people which fetch Shock and hey, you make my job easier?
Well, Matt can win on turn 4 now as opposed to turn 5. Or as opposed to turn he only needs 7 lands to win now as opposed to 8.
Yeah.
He has to do 18 as opposed to 36.
All right, Matt missed the second land drop.
Like when your opponent is at 18, you can just do a classic Scapeshift.
Yeah.
7 lands, 6 triggers, 18. When your opponent is at a higher life total than that, you have to wait a turn, or you have to bolt them, or you have to get a trigger before the 18. You have you have to get them to 18.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, and the earliest you can Scapeshift kill is turn 6.
Yeah. Like Scapeshift is
it's turn 4 with 6 lands. It's
yes.
turn 4 with 6 lands.
Turn 4 like with 6 lands Prismatic Omen.
Prismatic Omen.
Yeah, I don't think Matt's running like Minniear is running any Prismatic Omens in his list. I think he's still with a more outdated version.
Yeah, he probably has Kalani.
Yep. Yeah. So
Chandra. That spot is. It's a flex spot. You can play Chandra. You can play Kalani.
Oh,
you can play Prismatic Omen. Most people have moved to the Prismatic Omen just because of the nutty things you can do with that. I mean, you can win on turn 4 with just it and Scapeshift, and I think that alone is a strong case. Explore, not the keyword, not the keyword mechanic.
It's not mechanic's not even out yet.
But the one that lets you play an extra land and draw a card.
Yep.
So that's good. We're on track.
All right. So do not give.
It needs 5.
6. Well, 6 once.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
To actually deal damage.
You need 5 mountains, and then the 6th one will trigger. However, if you have 4 mountains and 2 mountains come in at the same time, they'll both trigger.
Yep. Fun fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have 4 lands and you go and get 2 off of your Titan trigger, lands 5 and 6 will both trigger, which is important to know. We're going to get a Bolt.
Yep. Cool.
Does he have... Nope. Okay. Some of these Storm lists are playing a single Apostle's Blessing. Because as long...
Wow.
You play a single Apostle's Blessing because while the Electromancer's out, it costs 1 less, and then it's just Phyrexian mana. You can pay 2 life. It costs 2 life to protect your guy, which is absolutely worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Matt couldn't bolt it again. If he could protect that Electromancer for the turn, he would untap with it.
And I think Matt Shaw would have won based on the constants of his hands.
It's possible. But that's I see 2 Desperate Rituals.
And a Gifts.
And a Gifts.
And a Manamorphose, I think.
I would really like to see the Splice into Arcane off of the Ritual. We'll see if he is a seasoned enough Storm player to know to do that, to know how to do that.
Well, I don't think he would have. He might have had the mana because like splicing's weird.
I'm talking about whenever he ends up going off.
Yep.
I would like to see the splice. You very rarely get to do that, but when you have the opportunity to
do it,
I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah. Like it can just be awkward at times, especially when you started going off, because like you need like 3 mana to cast a spell instead of 1.
Sure.
Like.
I can see that. If you have to start the chain with those rituals, yeah, you might not have the privilege of splicing them, but when you do,
you should.
Yeah,
it's like I see a lot of the
always check to make sure you can splice.
Yeah. So Matt has 5 mana, not 6, 5.
He has 5. He can. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
So no Prismatic Omen Scapeshift here. Missed his land drop.
Oh, okay. So I think Matt might be able to win.
I see the Titan. I see the Titan. He's got a Bolt. He's got an EE for 2. I would.
All right.
Okay. So I don't think we're gonna see a splice here. All right.
Oh, okay. He doesn't have a brawl in hand.
We have 6 goblins. It's a 3-turn clock.
Yeah. I don't know.
Starting next turn.
I don't know how good that's going to be.
Well, it makes the EE look funny. He played it for 2. When it could just be a board wipe. We'll see. If he draws an Anger, that's pretty good.
Yeah. If he's running any mana even.
He is.
Okay.
I think in the games I've seen an Anger and I've seen an Engineered Explosives.
All right, that's
Maybe
fair.
there's a 1-1 split. Okay, we've got Titan. We only have 3 mountains. So, do you think he goes and gets the 2 Valakuts here, or do you think he goes and do you think he splits it up? I would go get
Valakut Mountain.
I would get Valakut Mountain. Yeah, because now he has 4, and so like when he attacks with it next turn, he'll get 2 triggers.
He's going to get more than 2.
He'll get 4 triggers.
Yeah.
He'll get 4 triggers.
Yeah. And that seems good.
Okay. Block 1. Take 5.
Oh, that's a triple gifts in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't see Matt Shaw over here winning.
So I would attack. Yeah, he can attack, go get 2 mountains, get 4 triggers, and then play another mountain in his hand. And between that and the
he has a Summoner's Pact in hand.
Yeah, he has this game.
Yeah, Matt Minniear has this game.
Just call them by the deck they're playing.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the Goblin tokens, which aren't going to be very relevant for much longer because I'm pretty sure Titan Shift has this.
Yeah, the Titan Shift player has this. Yeah. So Titan Shift can do this a different sort of ways.
They can do this. He can do this a couple of different ways. He can go and get a mountain and a Valakut. Okay, he's opting to get Valakut and a mountain. He doesn't get.
You don't have enough mountains.
You don't get enough.
You don't. No. Yeah. Just take 6. Go to 10.
But now he has the 5, and he can play the mountain in his hand and get 3 triggers and kill him. He has. You haven't played. He has not played a land this turn.
Or you can just 2 it up prime time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of different ways for him to do that. That wasn't the cleanest one, but that game was his, however he wanted it.
Yeah.
And there you go. So like Storm had a mulligan to 5, and Matt had the interaction. He had the bolt for the creature. He had a backup bolt for another creature. Storm did not see a second creature and went for the Empty the Warrens, which isn't always in the main.
No.
I'm seeing lists.
It's like 1 in the main.
And when the deck, when they first came to this iteration, I don't think they were playing any. I think it was in the board.
Yeah, that's like all the graveyard hate coming in.
But now that like graveyard hate is bigger
in the main.
Yeah, great. Now that graveyard hate is a larger part of the meta, we're seeing Empty the Warrens as a singleton in the main, which is fine.
Yep.
You go and get it with a gifts. You go and get it with gifts.
Yeah.
And then more of them in the sideboard. And,
and
that's fine. Like this is a great win condition.
Yeah. I think what would really improve the Storm deck though would be like a Burn and Wish or a Cunning Wish, if those were modern legal, of course.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, those effects see play in other Eternal formats.
Yep.
I have a friend who plays. I have a friend who plays Belcher, and he plays the Wish.
The Burning Wish.
He plays Burning Wish, and his sideboard is a lot of one-ofs to go and get with it.
Just like me.
But they're all cards that can get you out of a situation that your opponent will put you in. That will make it difficult for you to win. That will make it difficult to win the game. So sure, but I don't know. I don't really see them doing this. The direction that Magic has been moving in is out of the hand and onto the battlefield. That's why we're getting cards like Baral. Baral is an enabler. Baral enables this deck to function, but it's a creature, and it's it's the easiest kind of permanent to interact with. Like, okay, you saw your enabler. You can get your engine going, but I have this lightning bolt, and I'm going to kill it. And it gives decks like Scapeshift the ability. It gives decks like Titan Shift, any deck running interaction for that matter, creature removal for that matter, the ability to interact with the Storm deck. They don't have to counter the spells. They don't have to make them discard cards. They just have to have a removal spell for the enabler.
Oh yeah.
And that's the direction that Magic is moving in. It makes it easier to follow in a situation like this because you can look at the battlefield and have an assessment of like what's going on. Okay, does he have his enabler? No. Well, storming off is going to be a little bit more difficult for him. He's going to need to build a hand and go off the old-fashioned way with just spells.
I still want to see that once. I haven't seen that in a long time, especially in the modern version.
No, they almost never really do that anymore, but they can. And
it's hard.
It's
hard mode.
I mean, it's hard mode, but like at the same time, you're just casting a bunch of spells in a certain order. You can watch someone else do it and then do it yourself. I mean, when it comes to Magic, I think people stress how difficult things like that are. I think the most difficult aspect of Magic is interacting with your opponent.
Yeah.
Proactively or in a way that's like productive.
Oh yeah, most
like when
definitely.
you like casting Thoughtseize is one of the more difficult things that you can do in the game. I think when you're presented with a hand of 7, you have that many options.
Yeah, you really just got to know the context of your deck, context of what your opponent could be playing. Look at the cards in your hand, look at the cards in your deck, think of your sideboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially like game 2s.
Mm-hmm. So interacting with your opponent is challenging.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I like about the Scapeshift deck is it has this combo that just requires you to play lands and then 1 card.
Yes.
Yes, you have to build your deck around it. It requires you to play a primarily green deck with a lot of mountains, but it's still a combo deck.
Oh yeah.
What makes it interesting though is you're left with a lot of spots that can be more ramp or they can be interactive spells, and that's what makes it a more interesting combo deck, I think, is its level of interaction and how interactive of a game you want to play. You can play main deck relics. You can play bolts and roast.
All right.
And sweepers. You can play Pia and Kieran. You can play Courser of Crewfix.
You can play Huntmaster.
You could play Huntmaster.
I wouldn't recommend it. I just love the card. I mean, it's good, but I don't think it's great right now.
So that's what makes the deck interesting.
So
it's those kinds of interactions.
I like the shock in here by the Storm player just holding up Remand for the
to make it more difficult to play. But yeah. So I think we're going to see we can potentially see a Remand here, a Remand on a Steve, a Farseek, an Explorer,
or like anything.
Since Matt has not played a creature, which is smart. Yeah. If he has a creature, I think we'll see it on turn 3. Okay, we're gonna get a Steve Z, which is met with a Remand.
Yep.
And if the Storm player has
he has the Electromancer in hand, he just actually waited.
He can potentially go off here.
He missed up in mana.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, no, he has a Remand in hand, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and really, like, well, I think it's making it too obvious that, like, he has he has a play, as opposed to leaving up red and blue. He's just left up blue. It's still mistapping.
Yeah. All right.
So we're leaving the Steve back. That's.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't think the Storm player is going to be attacking with the Goblin Electromancer, anyways.
No, and if Titan Shift didn't have anything to do with that extra mana, it can block here.
2 damage.
That's 2. That's 2 less Storm.
Storm 1.
Okay. So
get the dice out, boys.
We're opting to go off. God, I hope he doesn't need the dice.
He might.
Matt.
Look,
you are such a good sport if you're going to help him with this.
I mean, that's how I like to interact with my Storm opponent. I keep track of their Storm for them.
Nah, dude, forget that. Nah.
Why?
And no, like they are playing a deck. Like, look, Titan Shift. He has no way to respond to this right now. This is going to take as long as This is going to take as long as it's going to take for him to figure out what to do here.
Not really. It's really elementary.
He still needs to execute it.
Yeah, it's not like it's actually pretty easy right here.
Okay.
You just get
it's still time consuming, especially if he's doing this especially if he's doing this thing with the dice. That just adds to the amount of time this takes.
All right.
No, turning dice over, that's not playing Magic. Casting spells.
Yeah, I know.
Casting spells is Magic.
I just want to make it easier on my opponent sometimes, you know?
I don't want to give my opponent the edge at all. You know, I don't know. Maybe it'll help the people at home follow this if they're not familiar with the combo.
So pretty basic gift fire here from the Storm deck.
Yeah.
Is the 2 rituals, Metamorphose and Passing Flames.
And what this is indicative of is that he either already has the Storm card in his hand, or
I saw a Grave Shot in Matt's
is
hand.
opting for the ability to flash that back and cast it later.
Yeah.
So I never give them the rituals. Well, almost never. What you're trying to do is you're trying to cut them off of options.
Yep.
I think here it's possible that the Storm player is hungry for mana, but I don't know. It just depends.
Yeah, I think we're just going to see the Storm player play some Solitaire here for a second.
He has enough Storm. If he has enough. See, he was hungry for mana. There you go. Those are the only 2 rituals in his hand. If you would get, like, you give him the mana Morphos and the Past in Flames, he might not be able to cast those.
That's fair.
But now he can definitely flash that back and cast them all again because you gave him the mana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I almost always give them the mana Morphos and the ritual. It forces the Storm player to already have
Storms to 4
enough.
Yeah, cast Fast and Flames, not that hard.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Metamorpho. 8. So what Matt can do here? He can cast Grave Shot, hold priority, remand it from the graveyard, then cast a second Grave Shot, then remand it again from his hand and kill Matt, the Scapeshift player.
Let's see if he figures that out. Because I could absolutely see him doing something more complicated, like casting this Gifts Ungiven and going and getting another Gifts package.
Yeah, I can totally see that because that's not a common line you see a lot.
I'm pretty sure you always flash back they more often than not need to flash back the gifts.
I know, but I think if the Storm player sees it here, he doesn't have to. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know why the dice were necessary and all of that, but whatever. If it helps, it helps. Personally, I think you should learn how to do it without the dice. Just exercise. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in my opinion, the modern Storm deck is when you have a confident pilot who knows what's going on. The only interaction you really have to know about what to do is the whole gifts pile. Yeah. The Titan Shift player could have won if he did give Storm player the Metamorphose Past Flames. May give
you starve them of mana.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
If he was going to win there, so. If the way you split the gifts package doesn't matter, yes, he has the win if he had the win regardless, it didn't matter how he split it, but he didn't. He didn't have more rituals in his hand.
Yeah.
So it's possible that he wasn't able to go off there.
Oh yeah, it's most possible.
You cut them off of options. It's enticing to oh well, I don't want you to have this Past in Flames so that you can cast the Past in Flames twice, so you can cast it and then flash it back. And I also don't want you to draw a card.
Well,
but if you cut them off of mana, they can't do that anyway.
Oh yeah, that's fair. So the thing is, if you got Past in Flames, Matt, the Titan Shift player, Storm player would have Blue Red Source and Blue Source, and cast Metamorphose to go up to 2, 3. Yeah, he was.
And it comes down to what he drew. So it's not set in stone. But when you give them the mana, you're giving them the ability to flash back the Past in Flames, which will let them cast all of the rituals that got them there.
Yeah, wait, didn't he have also Red Floatin as well? Yeah, so he could have, he was able to cast everything. Yeah, because he had the 2 untapped lands, Red Mana and Metamorphose, assuming. So Metamorphose, go up to 2 mana floating off 1. Then 1 to 4, cast Fast and Flames, Rit, Metamorphose. Then he would have to do the gifts package again.
In that case, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think regardless of what you're trying to do, when you split gifts, you're just trying to cut them off of options, and almost all of the time, you're just trying to cut them off of mana. That's it.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I think the best play out of all of that was waiting the turn to cast the dude. Waiting the turn to cast his Electromancer.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Letting Matt decide whether or not he wanted to leave up mana or progress his plan. Matt chose to progress his plan. It got remanded, and then Storm was able to go off. I think that was the best.
Yeah. And also the Storm player being able to hold up remand for the turn he did cast this dude was
that was good. I mean, you know, if not, we just see a couple of passing of the turns back and forth.
Yep.
But it just gives him another card for when he's trying to go off. All right, Valakut tapped, Steam Vents tapped.
All
just
right.
building our mana bases.
Seems good.
I see a Bolt.
I see a Blood Moon.
If he can get there, that Blood Moon is good.
We can see a turn 2 Blood Moon.
If you want, yes, you can. If you want a Ritual Blood Moon, go for it. It all comes down to did the Titan Shift player bring in a way to deal with this Blood Moon? No, then he just has to attack with Titan. And that's it.
That's an easy clock still.
He has to get there, and the Storm player has to not win. The Blood Moon buys
a lot of time. And I think that's what he's thinking about right now.
And you can maximize, and you can really maximize on that time. So he's got the island, great. So he can go island, ritual, and Blood Moon here.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll see if that's good enough.
I'd probably personally play the Skulltarn just get more blue source in play.
So you go and fetch the blue? You go and fetch the island? Yeah. Yeah. That the Steve come. I don't know why he's searching up Steve now.
Oh no, I think the Storm player passed the turn.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because he realized what was going to happen if he did cast a Blood Moon right there.
Right. Steve would just go get another basic forest.
Yes.
So we've got a game if the Titan Shift player has the foresight to get a second forest. Otherwise, this Blood Moon is just going to.
All right.
Okay, that doesn't get a forest. That Steve needed to get a forest, I think.
I think Matt has another Steve in hand.
I hope that one goes and gets a forest. I really do.
I do too.
It's something that you need to be thinking about.
Yeah. Basically, the Storm player's asking Matt if he can still pay 2 life for the stop. Like, the way Farseek's worded, it still comes in tapped.
Yeah, it's going to come into tapped regardless.
Yeah, I tried it on Moto once. I was not happy. Death Shadow Ramp. That's funny. All right, let's see here. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. We got the Peer Through Depths. Peer Through Depths looks really good when you only have to pay 1 blue for it.
Oh yeah.
Paying 2 here is fine. You get to. You're paying an extra 1 for the colorless. You're paying an extra 1 for the. You're paying an extra 1 for it being an instant.
Ooh, I think you get maybe Grape Shot here. I don't know. I don't play a lot of Storm in my time. Let's see the context of his hand.
Well, what's interesting is I'm interested to see if either one of these guys brought in answers for the other one's hate.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Did the Storm player bring in a way to deal with this Relic? No. Did the Titan Shift player bring in a way to deal with this Blood Moon? No. Well,
I mean, we don't know that. I did see a Echoing Truth in the Storm player's hand game 2, so that's one way to deal with a Relic.
Storm has a lot of artifact removal out of the sideboard. They have Echoing Truth. They have which can deal with anything. Echoing Truth is the best that they have.
Yep.
But they have Shattering Spree, Shatter Storm, They have multiple ways to deal with artifacts because, like, Relic is a problem. Grafdigger's Cage is a problem.
Yep.
Sentinel Totem will be a problem soon.
What's that card again?
Sentinel Totem is the one that scries.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Those are all a lot of, like, and those are, anyone can play those.
Oh, yeah. So, the Storm player getting the basic island, which I said I would earlier, because he does have the Spire Bluff Canal in hand.
Yep.
So
another look at Sentinel Totem. So these are all difficult for Storm to deal with, and Matt is okay. So Matt, the Titan Shift player, is getting punished for not getting a forest.
Yep.
Not getting a second forest.
He's going to draw it right here.
Is really punishing.
Well, he drew it right here.
Okay, he drew it here, so that's fine. Please search for tomorrow for another forest.
I think the Titan Shift player realizes that's what he needs to do. At least I really hope so.
Yeah. All right, he's in the tank.
I mean, I think he's just thinking of a way to deal with this Blood Moon right now.
So we've got Blood Moon and we've got Relic. See, this is what happens. These are the kind of game 3s that I like. Game 2 or game 3.
Yeah.
People board out. You board out synergy, and you bring in interaction.
All right.
Matt probably the Titan Shift player probably took out like Explore.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a Sweeper.
Yep.
And brought in Relic, and that's great.
He might have kept the Sweeper in for the Empty the Warrens plan.
Scratch that. You're definitely right. He totally left those in. He totally left in some number of sweepers. Yeah, scratch that.
Yeah, because like a lot of Storm decks do.
No, you're right.
Do gravitate towards the Empty the Warrens plan, especially post games 2 and 3. Because
scratch that. He definitely left in the in the sweepers. So I like Explore. It draws a card. So does Relic. You get an effect, and then you get to draw a card.
And then the Titan Shift player here being very smart to sleeve up 1 mana. Because I think we're going to have the most Dirtle Fest ever between 2 combo decks, I feel like, right about now.
No, not necessarily. Like, Matt can untap, and, like, Titan Shift can untap and play a Titan.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. So, both of these decks have diluted their plan a bit by taking out their synergy, but they've brought in interaction, and we're seeing the effects of that this game. Blood Moon is buying the Storm player a lot of time, potentially. Yeah. Like, it's possible that Scapeshift could have won right there. The Relic is making it difficult for the Storm player to go off. Yeah.
All right.
If the Storm player is playing an Apostle's Blessing, we haven't seen it.
We've seen Explore coming out.
These bolts are just going to town.
Yep, just like me. Yeah, I think if I'm Matt here, I would just draw a card. No, like, also the Remand, basically what the Storm player could have done about the whole Remand thing, he could have cast a Grave Shot in his hand and used a Remand in his graveyard that has Flashback to Remand the Grave Shot on the stack. Huh? No, I mean, so the Remand was in the graveyard already with Flashback? Yeah. 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 So basically, since the Storm player had a Remand in the graveyard when he cast Fast and Flames game 2.
Okay, so man, I'm really interested to see what he took out here.
All right.
Just gonna play the land, leave open this mana. What is the optimal time to pop off this Relic?
I don't know right now. Probably when you feel threatened. That's the best case.
I think it's when they cast the Past in Flames.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, yeah, that's an easy target. That's an easy time to know when to pop off Relic. But I don't know if that's going to be relevant here.
Yeah. Because
I think what the Storm player is going to do here is just cast a bunch of rituals and go on the Empty the Warrens plan.
Right. And that might just get him there. Do you want to keep going? Okay, we see a gifts. Okay.
All right. So
All right.
if
we got some gifts piles.
Yeah, if the Storm players want to go to the same gift piles last game.
It's the same gifts piles. And,
Yeah.
and absolutely the mistake here is to give him the mana.
Yes. All right. Let's see if so. Timeshare player has a few outs.
Do
here.
not give him.
Oh.
He's giving. Do not give him the mana.
Come on.
You are okay with. There. Okay. So he's opted to give him the mana, which is just going to give him, which is going to give him more storm and more empty the warrens.
All right. So. Yep. Storm. All right.
Okay.
Yep. For a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume Matt has some answers to this main deck. I mean, sideboard.
Yeah, I mean, like he could have. Hell, he could have brought in more sweepers. Like he has the sweepers that he had game 1, and
No, and I think the Storm players got this game.
Matt has a couple of turns to deal with these goblins.
He has how many goblins?
Like 8.
Oh,
okay, never mind.
He has a turn.
Oh, yep. No, he had 2 turns.
Oh.
Okay, we get a redraw.
Oh, this is intense. Not
right. The storm was for 7, and he got 14 goblins.
I really don't get why people do that cute thing. Prime time is a little late here.
Okay.
All right, guys. Storm players got that.
So Blood Moon won out over Relic. Gift Storm won out over Scapeshift.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that. We'll try and get a backup match for you, and we might be right back.
All right. See you hopefully in 2 seconds, or if not, 15 minutes. All right, guys. We'll be right back.